Hey everybody, it's Gabe from Total Detailing. We have this awesome Model 3 Tesla in the shop today, and I'm going to show you the proper method of washing your car to maintain your Tesla's look for as long as possible. The first thing is we're going to need some supplies. Number one, you should try and wash out of direct sunlight if at all possible. Two, a pressure washer is extremely useful. An electric is preferred over gas. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,500 to 2,000 PSI, somewhere between 1.2 to 2 GPMs, gallons per minute. So this is all of our equipment to wash the Tesla properly. We have our 2 buckets, and in the bottom of each bucket is a grit guard. And I'm going to show you how this device works here in just a moment. So we have our wash bucket and our rinse bucket. We put soap in here, just regular water in here. When you choose a soap to wash your vehicle with, you're going to want to use one that's extremely lubricated and highly concentrated. That's why we use our Drift Ceramic Coating Safe Shampoo Concentrate. You can use this on your vehicle if it's not ceramic coated as well. It's extremely lubricated and will give you a no scratch wash experience. The next thing we're going to need is wash mitts. We have 2 different wash mitts for a specific reason. When we do our 2 bucket method, we use one mitt for the upper parts and upper surfaces of the vehicle, and then another mitt for the lower portions of the vehicle. The lower portions of the vehicle pick up majority of the dirt, salt, and other road grime and other contaminants that can be picked up by your wash mitt and scratch the paint. So we don't want to be using the same mitt that we run down on the bottom of the vehicle all over the top side as well. Remember, when you start your contact wash, that you're going to want to start top to bottom in left to right motion. No circular motions, no going from the bottom up. We wash top to bottom, left to right. So if we do induce any scratches or marring in the paint, we know what process it came from. And 2, we want to keep track of the area that we're covering when we're washing a panel. And 3, we don't want to bring any dirt and grime up from the bottom of the car and bring it up to the top of the next panel. The next thing that we have is our foam cannon. This is our FoamWorks professional foam cannon. This particular foam cannon has an adjustable width and directional knob. It's field strippable, meaning you can take it apart with no tools. It has a solution adjustment knob, so you can adjust the foam for however you like. We have this filled with 2 ounces of drift to 32 ounces of water, and we have 2 ounces of drift in our wash bucket as well. What we're going to do is we're going to rinse the vehicle. We're going to foam it over with the foam cannon, let it sit and soak. We're going to foam it a second time. We're going to foam the wash bucket, and then we're going to start our contact wash. The next thing you're going to need is a drying towel. You do not want to do your final rinse and then take your drying towel and dry the vehicle immediately. The reason you don't want to do that is because if you take your drying towel and begin to dry the vehicle surface, you're going to introduce towel marring. Dry toweling a vehicle is the #1 way you introduce scratching and marring into your vehicle's paint. I'm going to tell you there's 2 ways. So there's 2 ways to avoid that. One is you used only forced air to blow the vehicle dry, a leaf blower, a car dryer, a pet dryer, or an air compressor. The next method is with a drying aid. We sell 2 of them. We have our standard kinetic, which is an extremely slick detail spray. And then we have our Crush SiO2 Detailer Concentrate. That's a concentrator product that breaks down into 7 other products and has extreme lubrication, amazing slickness on the paint, and provides great protection. So what we'll do is, after we rinse the vehicle a final time after we're done washing, we will take our chosen drying aid, whether it be kinetic or crush. You can use whatever highly lubricated detail spray that you have. I'm recommending those because these are our products that we've tested and developed. You're going to take that particular drying aid and mist it onto the vehicle. If you're working in direct sunlight, you may want to mist a panel at a time so that way it doesn't dry on you. So you're going to mist each panel, and as soon as the drying aid hits the surface, you're going to see any standing water begin to break, meaning the water is going to start falling off of the vehicle. That's because the drying aid is imparting lubrication onto the surface. So after we mist the panel, we're going to take our drying towel and we're going to swipe it across the panel. You should only have to swipe once or twice. You don't need to use heavy pressure. You just want to let the towel glide. And it's best to use a thick towel as well. Something, 1,000 plus GSMs and something twist loop microfiber. One thing to remember during your wash process is that if you're washing outdoors, it is better to let soap dry on the vehicle as opposed to soap has water stabilizers and water softeners in it that can reanimate with more soap or water later. It is never recommended that you let standard, unfiltered, undeionized water sit on your vehicle's surface and dry in the sun. Because what happens is the water evaporates and all that's left behind is the contaminants and minerals in the water, and that can etch your clear coat. So remember, let the soap dry. Don't let the standard water at the rinse process dry on the vehicle. You want to make sure that you have a separate wash bucket just for wheels and tools that are only used on wheels. Any tools and brushes and wash mitts that you use on the wheels, do not touch the paint. You do not cross-contaminate the surfaces like that. That's how you introduce scratching and marring into your vehicle's paint. We have a separate bucket that's only used for wheels. Nothing else is ever done with that bucket. It's never alternated and used as a paint bucket. Wheels only. I like to wash the wheels first, so that way we're not splashing any brake dust or contaminants that are on the wheels up onto the clean vehicle. I like to do that first. You can do it after if you want. It's completely up to you. I'm recommending that you wash the wheels first to make sure that you're not introducing any metallic brake dust or anything like that onto your vehicle's paint. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start with a very thorough rinse, and then we're going to foam it, let it sit, foam it again, contact wash, rinse, drying aid, dry. That's a pro tip. If you're using a pressure washer, pull the trigger away from the car just in case you didn't seat the pressure washer tip correctly inside the spray gun, so you don't have a projectile launched at your car with 2,000 psi of force behind it. So that's it. Now we're going to start by foaming the vehicle. All right, we're going to foam the vehicle down first, let it dwell so we can get some of this stuck on grime off of here. All right, so now we've given it some time to dwell and drip. We're gonna foam it again, and then we're gonna start the contact wash. Just remember, there's no such thing as too much soap. The more soap you have, the more lubricated your wash is. So now we're going to foam the wash bucket. You're going to see my helper John come up on screen here, and he's going to help me give this a wash. Go ahead and grab another mitt, another one of these guys. So we're going to take our mitt, make sure it's wet, then we're going to take it in to the soap bucket, and we're going to pick up suds like this. Now I'm going to use this as the example for you. So we start at the top, we go left to right, you hit the mirror, left to right, top to bottom. So we're stopping at the rocker panel here, so that way we don't pick up any of that nastiness. So now we bring our wash mitt to the rinse bucket and we plunge it down into the bottom and we agitate the mitt against the grit guard to release anything it may have picked up. Then we're going to grab more soap and we go to the next panel. Top to bottom, left to right. And again, I'm stopping at the crease here so I don't pick up any contamination off the bottom. If you want to wash another panel, flip the mitt over, and you can do the next panel. All right, go ahead. And I'm going to start here. You go to the other side. Same principle with the hood. The hood, I guess, is kind of front to back. We just want to let the mitt glide. You can agitate. We pick up more foam. The big things are take your time, top to bottom, left to right. All right. Now that we're done with the contact wash, we're going to give it a rinse. So now this is rinsed. There's still water on the surface. So we're gonna mist our kinetic detail spray all over the vehicle and use it as a drying aid. Now when I mist the surface, you're gonna see this standing water begin to break. This is all you need, just light misting. That's it. See the amount of water that's on the surface here, and you'll see that drying this is super easy. So we just careful around the emblem. So again, what we're doing here is we're lubricating the drying towel and we're imparting some shine and protection to the surface as well. And if you see some smearing, that's okay. It will typically level out in just a minute or two. Just remember, you want to be gentle. You just want to glide the towel. That's it. You want to try and prevent it from hitting the ground. Okay, so now we've got the vehicle dry. We've completed our maintenance wash. We've introduced as little damage as possible. This is probably one of the best methods you could use to care for your Tesla. If you can't commit yourself to a whole breakdown wash like this and having all the equipment, that is okay. You can take it to a self-serve station. Use the power washer wand. The rinse and soap are typically the two safest options. Never the foaming brush. The foaming brushes aren't clean. They're used on dirty vehicles and dirty trucks. All you're doing is grinding rocks and sand into your paint. Car washes, I know they're convenient, but they impart damage 100%. You're gonna see people in social groups say that I take my Tesla through a car wash 3 times a week and it's totally fine. What they don't see are the swirls and scratches being imparted in the paint. Just remember, shiny does not mean defect-free. So taking your vehicle through a touch wash, meaning a tunnel wash that has spinning brushes and makes contact with the vehicle. It could be soft cloth, soft touch. They can claim that they're the cleanest. None of it matters, because all those brushes have to do is pick up dirt and grime from another vehicle that just ran through before you, and guess what? Now it's being flung and ground into your vehicle's paint. Avoid the touch wash at all possible. You can use a touchless wash, the style of car wash where you pull into a bay and there's typically a U-shaped conveyor that will travel back and forth and over the vehicle, spraying it. Be forewarned, because there's no touch involved, no agitation, the touchless washes can be a little bit more aggressive. So just be wary to check for things after you're done using those types of washes. Look, Teslas is something that we work with all the time here. We know what to look for. We know about the issues with them. They're coming out of the factory with very poor paint because they're not sprayed overseas, they're sprayed here, so they have to conform to California VOC standards. And that means that the paint is typically not of the best quality. Paint on these can be very thin, meaning that right out of the factory, they can only be polished once or twice before you reach a point where you're toting the line of burning through the clear coats that is there and, you know, being able to polish it. The next thing is that protecting your Tesla is a really good idea, either with a ceramic coating or paint protection film. If you're concerned about rock chips, you want to get paint protection film. We install that on Teslas all the time. If you're looking to make your vehicle easier to clean, you want chemical resistance, you want that amazing freshly waxed look every time you wash the car, you want to go with the ceramic coating. We install Ceramic Pro. Our typical Tesla protection package here is Ceramic Pro Silver with a full front XPEL PPF. A full front means the hood, the fenders, the bumpers, and the mirror caps. The whole front end is fully protected top to bottom from rock chips. You can get the entire vehicle covered with PPF. You can get the rocker panels covered. Almost every surface on this Tesla can be protected. And you can add a ceramic coating on top of PPF. You do not want to apply PPF on top of ceramic coating. PPF and the adhesive on it is designed to bond with clear coat substrate and not with ceramic coating. The ceramic coating will eventually begin to shed the PPF off the vehicle, and you'll have spent your money for nothing. So my name is Gabe here at Total Detailing. Let us know if you have any questions. We'll be happy to work on your Tesla or whatever other vehicle that you have. Feel free to send us a message. We can give you a quote. We can set up a time for you to bring it by. We're more than happy to help. We'll see you next time.